Hi, it's Angie here from Green Street, and in today's video I would like to make for you an Aloe Calendula moisturizer. It can also be a facial cleansing cream, especially if you want to remove makeup and dirt and oil, that kind of thing. But I really enjoy it as a moisturizer, and the first time I made this I was so impressed because it smelled and it felt, and I got the same result as one of the very expensive moisturizers that I used to work with back in the day when I first started out in aesthetics, in the late 80s, early 90s, when everything was all of these professional products that are done in a lab. So I was really impressed with this particular cream, and I got it from Organic Body Care Recipes. It's Stephanie Torrell's. I'm not sure. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing her last name wrong, but I use a ton of Stephanie's recipes. I really love them. So this is a really worthwhile book to pick up if you're thinking of getting a book. So she's a holistic esthetician, and I think that's what makes her recipes so good, because she really gets the subtle nuances of various ingredients that you need to create the perfect product. So before I started, I actually pre-measured and got all of my ingredients poured into my makeshift double boilers. So this is the heavy oils mix. This is where all the carrier oils are in here. And what I've added to this, I'll just tell you before I put them in, is the Calendula Base Oil. So this is Calendula. And Calendula is very healing to the skin. It has keratin and vitamin A, so that's a very strong ingredient to put in. It has almond oil, which goes into so many of our moisturizers, and it's a really good lubricant and high in proteins. So that's good for the almond oil. And so I had 2 tablespoons of the Calendula, 3 tablespoons of the almond. Don't worry about the measures though, they're all written below. And then I also used coconut base oil, so just coconut. Do try to make sure it's organic. That's what I like to see with that. And coconut oil is just overall healing to the skin, and it's very rejuvenating, so it's good that way. And beeswax. I have all my beeswax grated in a bag, but I usually just buy it in a great big chunk from the beekeepers at the farmers market. So, and then I grate it all up, and then it's just nice and easy to use. The beeswax is to use as a binding agent, as well as it has a lot of skin softening properties too. So that's nice with the beeswax. And some just good old-fashioned lanolin. Just a teaspoon of that, I think. So, which is really soothing for the skin. And that's it in my oils mixture. So I'm going to put that in my double boiler, and I'm not looking to get these oils super hot. I'm just looking to get them completely melted and liquid, so we don't see any more, chunks of the beeswax and the lanolin and that kind of thing. So that's what's happening in this one. So that's my heavy oils part to this moisturizer, and the second part, while that's melting, is my liquids, and I'm just actually going to put them in there right now so that they're warming. I'm not really getting them hot so much as I'm just taking the edge off, the chill off of them, so that when I do go to blend, they'll be a little bit more compatible. And in this water mixture, I have aloe vera juice, which everybody knows how healing, and it's just straight liquid. Aloe is very healing, and it's also a humectant, so it's going to really help to bring moisture to your skin. And lavender water. So lavender water is not the essential oil lavender, it's a much more diluted form of lavender, but you still get all the subtle benefits of lavender. So that's why I use the lavender water in that. And vegetable glycerin, which is just essentially a humectant. Oh, here it is. I buy my vegetable glycerin in bulk, but you can get this, and I buy almost all of my ingredients here are coming from Ellipsis, and I'll leave a link below for that. But you can get some really good quality vegetable glycerin at some nice health food stores, so that's not a really hard one to find. So that's heating. Oh, and then I put into the waters mixture a 1/4 teaspoon borax, just old-fashioned borax. And borax is actually a natural mineral, and it's really soothing to the skin too. And it helps to make a nice finished moisturizer, so that's why we add the borax. And we're just, I'm going to turn that right down. And we're just going to get that so the borax is dissolved, and then I'm going to remove that. So I'm going to, this is still melting here, my heavy oils beeswax mixture. So I'm just kind of keep stirring, stir, stir, stir. It's just about there. And I think my borax is pretty much dissolved, so I can take just a good stir, make sure it is. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that here for now while this is going. Okay, let that keep going, and I'll get my other stuff ready here. So I'm going to get us a mixing bowl and a spoon and an immersion blender. For years, when I was making my moisturizers, I was using my Vitamix blender, and it was the biggest pain in the butt to try to get it out of all the blades and deep down, because they only makes a small amount. So I don't know how I came across using an immersion blender, but it works amazing. So as you can tell, I use it a lot. It's, you know, duct taped. Almost time for a new one, I think. Okay.
I think it's our second one anyway.
It is. I go through them. Go through all my blenders. So this is pretty darn good, I think. So you can see that's nice and liquid. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's nice and liquid. That's about perfect. So I'm just going to pour this oil mixture into my mixing bowl. And I'm going to let that cool a little bit, just till it's resembles a loose salve. So it's just starting to emulsify and get hard. So but that takes a few minutes. And I just leave it like that. While that is turning into a loose salve, it won't take long. I can go over the extra ingredients that we'll be adding. So once I blend the waters in with the oil mixture, and I'll show you how to do that in just a few minutes when it's ready, I'll be adding a vitamin E capsule. And the vitamin E is really antioxidant, and what I really love about using with the vitamin E in natural skincare is that it's a natural preservative, so that's always good. Essential oils as well are natural preservatives, and the two that I'm going to use in this product is rosemary and lavender. So the rosemary is stimulating and antiseptic and anti-analgesiac. Can't say that well. And the lavender is everything. Lavender does everything. It's calming, it's balancing, it's good for irritation. It's just a really overall, if you could only ever have one essential oil in the world, which would be horrible, but if it were so, it would be lavender. So we're going to, and that's really the only 3 ingredients that we have to add here shortly. This isn't quite ready yet. Still very liquid. This actually makes quite a bit, this cream, as compared to the one I did the other day, the Royal, the flour cream. It hardens really quickly, but it's just a tiny little amount, so just because we have a lot more oils in this, it takes a bit longer to get like a salve. So now we have, it's cooled enough and it's looking like a loose salve. You can see how it was that really oily mixture and now it's this salve-like tight, like, concoction. Can you see that in the camera, Tori?
Mhm.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we are ready for blending. Let me get my glasses out of the road. So my poor old blender, it squeals when I use it because it's very tired. It doesn't want to be used anymore. I'm just going to get the excess oil off of this because we don't want to waste any of it. I should have brought my scraper down. Oh well. Okay, put that there. So we'll get the blender and I'm going to start blending, and while I'm blending I'm going to slowly add my water and begin. Can you see this, story? It's kind of cool. Buddha wants to see too. You can see how it's turning from a salve into a cream as I go. See, it's going from salve to cream. It's pretty cool, actually, the way it does that. It is cool. Faster when you use the big blender, but I just still find this more convenient. It's pretty good. So I'll just leave that there for a moment because we're going to use it again.
It smells good.
Yeah. Ooh, we haven't even started with the smells yet. Wait till we get the essential oils in there. So I'm going to pierce my vitamin E capsule. And once again, this is going to act as a natural preservative, as well as it's very antioxidant and antioxidating.
Oxidize? I think, yeah. Words.
And, yeah, getting caught up in my words today. I don't know why. And my essential oils. I just can't remember how many drops of each. 15 and 15. So 15 drops lavender. Probably a little more than like 20, but that's okay. It won't hurt, especially lavender. And 15 drops of rosemary. A few more drops of that too. They come out really fast, those two. Okay, so now I'm just going to blend it again for a little longer here, just to make sure it's completely incorporated. And that's it. That's all we pretty much have to our moisturizer. So I'm going to put these into some jars, and then when it's completely cooled down, I'll cap them. The cream is kind of liquid, like a little runny right now, but it does firm up. It'll be a nice firm moisturizer. So once it has a chance to cool down, it's still a little bit runnier than what it will eventually firm up into. So, and keep in mind that it is a natural product, so it may separate when you, in a day, or when you go to open it up and use it in the morning, but it's really not a problem. You can just either take a wooden popsicle stick and stir it up and incorporate the liquid in again, or you can even just drain off some of the liquid, but because you still have all the really good ingredients in there. So that's it. I'm going to jar this cream, put this cream in a jar, and I will leave a picture of the finished product in the recipe below. So I hope you got some value out of this tutorial, this video on this moisturizer. It's a fantastic one, and I do like to use it often. Thanks for watching. It's Angela Windrum from Green Street, blogging about my passions.